When I'm creating this anchor chart and when I'm doing this lesson, we turn our chairs in a circle or we get really close. It's an intimate discussion, and it's really important that kids feel like their thinking is valued. So, when I say when the little guy inside our head wanders off, we could, and then I leave it open to suggestions. So my kids came up with all these suggestions on their own. Of course, there are definitely times where I might nudge them a little bit if they didn't say something that I wanted them to say, but they definitely came up with reread, trying to make a connection. That they mean like trying to make a connection. Sometimes when you're reading, we'll make it feel more personal, and you'll be more likely to read on. To summarize, to kind of summarize after you read something in your head, to take a stretch break, and that's completely appropriate in my class. To find a new OLZ, and this is something that takes a long time to establish, but it's an optimal learning zone, and it can take kids a long time to kind of figure out what that is, because their inclination, of course, is to sit with their friends. So if they're being honest with themselves as learners, then they'll actually get up and go find a new OLZ, which I've seen happen many, many times in my classroom. To ask questions. It's kind of, annotating these ideas of making connections, asking questions, summarizing. That's, it's all part of annotating. We talk about just keep reading, like Dory on Finding Nemo, just keep swimming, but we call it just keep reading. To visualize, to find a just right book. Maybe they don't have a right text to begin with. And we talk about persevering through what we have. Talking about skimming back for reminders. Sometimes, looking at headings, which is down here, but kind of looking back at headings and subheadings to help us figure out where we were, where we left off. At the beginning, to set a purpose for reading. If there's an assignment and they need to answer questions, then that is their goal and that's their purpose. And then to set page or time goals. Sometimes my kids can only read a page at a time and then get up and take a break, or maybe they read a couple paragraphs and summarize. But they know who they are as readers, and they need to be kind of honest with themselves. So as we're putting this together, we're hearing a bunch of collective voices, and a lot of times that'll springboard other kids into thinking, they have a new idea. So